Hey guys, hi all you overthinkers. Hello. I just don't think you guys would be on my channel if you weren't overthinkers, and I just decided that I'm just gonna start every video like that because someone told me this the other day. They said you're just overthinking it because I was working on this big event, and I said no, I think you're underthinking it. You are underthinking it. You have to be prepared. You have to be prepared. But this is a video, as the title suggested, about Viking cruises, a few things that I just didn't have to overthink. Because if you're like me, and this video is for you, you have a trip coming up planned on Viking, and you are just, what? Overthinking it. And you're wondering to yourself, am I overthinking it? Am I not overthinking it? But if you've never gone, how do you know if you're overthinking it? Well, this video is going to let you know. There are 5 things that you just don't have to overthink. There are 5 things that, in my opinion, I spent a lot of time thinking about that were absolutely no problem at all. So here are some things that I just wanted to let you guys know from my perspective. Didn't really require some of the thinking that I put into it, but because I already invested that time in overthinking it, I am going to let my travel crew know about it. So let's get started. The absolute first thing that I did not have to overthink was restaurant reservations. Number one thing that I feel like I just spent so much time thinking about it on my first Viking cruise. I was calling the customer care line. I wanted to know, based on my level of booking and based on my level of travel, when the restaurant reservations were going to open. And so I just want to lay aside any concerns. Do not worry about your restaurant experience. It will be taken care of. And in my opinion, also as a marketing person, I think they do a great job of making it feel like it's going to be obsolete, it's going to be challenging, and that's a good thing because then they can upgrade and you can get and book on higher levels. But the reality is, for Viking, they want everyone to have an amazing experience, and they will figure out a way to accommodate you on the restaurant. So do what you can to get your restaurant choices, but about 30 or 40% of the reservations are set aside for onboard bookings so that all of the overthinkers like ourselves don't get all of the reservations before the people who just like come on board and just start booking, because we would basically like take over everything and they wouldn't have anything. So number one thing you don't have to worry and overthink: restaurant reservations. Number 2 is in the same category: your drink package. Drinks. So I know a lot of you all, maybe you're not losing sleep at night about how many drinks you're gonna have, but some of us, you're not gonna say it out loud, right? You're not gonna really necessarily say that you want more drinks. But the premium drink package, there are times when you're wondering, should you add the premium drink package or should you just stick with the package that they have? Premium drinks, package. Premium drinks, package. If this is what you're doing, if this is you on your Viking planning, then you should subscribe. If this is you, you should subscribe, okay? That's what I get into. I don't know. So you can add the premium drink package at any point. At any point on your journey. You can just tell the bartender, just tell them right then, I'd like to add the premium package. Done. You don't have to add it in advance. If you're wondering if there's a big difference between the base and the premium drinks, then when you first get on board, order your drink of choice. If you can get it, don't upgrade. If you can't, just let the bartenders know you'd like to upgrade, and then like little magic happens. And at the restaurant, they like clear out the like one set of glasses and bring in these other set of glasses, and I'm like, oh, I've got new glasses because I have the premium package. So that's kind of cool. But I guess that's what tells them that you are entitled to better wine. But depending on how you flow, I personally like the ability to get really good wine, but I also like to get wine from the places I'm at. Sorry, guys. I'm in Philly today, and we just had a really long and amazing weekend. Okay. Number three would be, are you going to get all the information you need about the excursions? So there's some details about excursions that you get ahead of time. But let me tell you, you can certainly spend a lot of time trying to debate between excursions. I'm gonna have to do this video again. But you get all of the information you will ever need to know about excursions on board of the ship. Actually, there's all of the port talks, and you will probably say after the first one, I think I'm getting way too much information. I think I feel like I just had the excursion, because they give you so much information about the excursions that you're going to go on during the port talks. Because think about it, guys. It's in their best interest to give you a lot of information so you'll book the excursions. So if you're trying to research the excursions outside of the Viking channel to kind of understand, well, what's the wine and cheese going to include? What's the chocolate tour? I need to know more about that. Absolutely. Do your research, right? You're trying to decide. But you will get all of the information in the port talks. They don't necessarily tell you they're going to go into detail, but when I tell you they go into detail, as a matter of fact, I consider the port talks an excursion. I really do, because let's just say you're a lazy excursionist. Is that a word? A lazy excursionist, a lazy traveler. I just think you go into the port talks and you listen to all the places, and they show you where you're going to be, and it's beautiful. They give you history and background. And then you can just like go drink wine. You never even have to go. It's like amazing. It's like folks who just like watch the exercise videos. So if you just watch exercise videos and you feel like you're like exercising your mind, port talks are for you. That's like mind excursions. So that's the other one. So we said restaurants, you're going to be good. Wine packages, good. Excursions, excellent. Okay. Fourth, entertainment. Once again, this is the channel for the details. If you are wondering, especially if you're traveling with a group, or let's say you're like me, I'm always the one that's booking everything. So I feel like I'm obligated to make sure that every trip is going to be amazing. And for me, what amazing looks like is amazing accommodations, amazing food, good access without any interruptions to a good wine. And then the next one is, what are we doing when we're not doing all those things? And that is entertainment for me. I personally like live music. That's just my thing. I also like the arts, but I really like live music. I like certain things to be in the backdrop for my food and wine. So let's just talk about entertainment. You don't have to overthink the entertainment scene. And I will say this, because I was overthinking the entertainment scene, I actually did a lot of research of places I could go outside of the boat. I'm telling you guys this because I didn't go to any of the places, not one single place, not one single restaurant. Well, maybe one or two. No nightclubs, no bars, no live jazz cafes, none of it. Did not one thing. Now I can, if anyone wants it, I can give you guys my entire like spreadsheet for different Viking cruises I've gone on, and especially for subscribers and members. I will definitely send you guys that, my planning sheet that I did for, especially most recently for the Mediterranean, the Greece. And what I found was that none of my plans would work. Places were too far. There were better things we were doing on board the ship. So I would just say, don't overthink entertainment. The onboard entertainment is going to be actually great. And you're gonna probably find that you don't really need anything else off-site, and you're gonna have a really great experience. So that's the fourth thing. The fifth thing is transportation to and from the ship. The very first thing that I wanted to say, most people, no, I don't know, maybe it's just my travel crew here. You're probably looking and wondering, because you booked this $400,000 trip and you don't have airfare. You don't have your flights, right? So you're wondering, how is that gonna work? Am I gonna get there in time? Do I need to have a night before? Do I need to add an excursion on the front end, or a pre-trip, so that you can make sure you don't miss your boat? So let me just say, you can lay aside your fear about missing your ship, because they're going to stay at the first destination for about a day and a half. So if you miss your ship, it's going to be because you weren't trying to make your ship. You weren't trying at all. But you have a day and a half of travel, and that can include a delay, especially right now. Actually, the reason I'm still in Philly, they're canceling all flights. I'm going to do a travel insurance policy. I'm going to really talk about trip cancellations and insurance and all the loopholes that I've experienced. That's another video. Your last tip is that as long as you are traveling within, I would say, 36 hours of your trip starting, you're going to be fine. When you get your itinerary, it's going to show that you're at your first port for about a day and a half, so you shouldn't have any problems. And even with that, probably means that you don't have to add a pre-excursion, because you're going to be there long enough to get off the boat, or just go and spend a day in the city without having to add anything on, like additional food and accommodations. So I hope these 5 tips on things that you don't have to overthink, but I hope you will, help you to either say I'm good, or let me just see if I can fact check her, because I think I can. So thank you guys. If you haven't subscribed already to my channel, then please do. And if you want to hear more information on traveling with me, we are going to Paris in April of 2025. It's going to be an amazing trip. And if you want to travel with me, then the information is going to be probably in my bio, or you can just hit and make a comment, and I'll send you the link. All right, take care and safe travels.